Hello, humans, and welcome to my little corner. Literally, I'm sitting in the corner of my craft room. Behind me, I have some projects. In fact, I have a section of this in my classroom because I like the way it looked. And my classroom colors are this light blue and this lime green. So pretty. I see there's one person watching, and I don't know if that's like a person or if that's me, and I can't tell. But if you're a human watching, please say hi. Hello. All right, so I'm doing the Netflix BookTag. Ooh, I had put whether I could do this as a Netflix BookTag. I was thinking about doing this as a edited video, like my breakfast book tag, but I decided I didn't want to. Ooh, that's a Netflix book. Like, that's not what I want. Please don't come after me. Internet humans. Not you guys, but like, when they look for, here we go. Okay, so I'm looking at the Netflix book tag. It looks like it was created by, I don't really know, peanut butter cups. Peanut butter cups. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through it then. I'll put all the stuff down here. And yay! Oh, this person's blog is beautiful. I'm looking at a bookloverplaylist.blogspot.com. I'm going to put in the link. I don't know if you can have access to the chat after the video. I think you can. So if you can, that's right there. That person's blog is really pretty. Wouldn't it be great if like all of a sudden like hundreds of people just flooded this? Her name is Kaylee. How great would that be if we just flooded her thing with amazing comments all of a sudden? All right, so this, especially since this was back in 2017, which by the way, for those of us who are old, hearing numbers like 2020 when you graduated like in 1998 is, it's crazy. Oh my gosh, I have the best story about that. Okay, so I was teaching kindergarten. I only taught kindergarten for about 7 days. Literally, it was during summer school. It was the same year I was getting married. And so I didn't do a lot of stuff outside of school because I was getting married and it was a very handmade wedding. And so we had like a s'mores bar. We had pony rides. We had a bouncy house. It was insane. And because of that, I didn't want to do an entire year of summer school. I wanted to do some of summer school. And the plan was for me to do like 2 weeks of summer school, and then another teacher was going to take over. But kindergarten was such a challenge for me, and it was so separate from what I taught before. And like, here's the thing. I demanded kindergarten. I wanted to teach kindergarten summer school. I was crazy. I got 7 days in and I reached out to the gal that was supposed to take over after me. And I was like, could you take over now? Maybe now you could take over. For you kindergarten teachers out there, if you're a kindergarten teacher, will you please comment down below so that I can reply and tell you how amazing you are? All right, so going back to the Netflix tag. So I put that person's link in there. All right, so recently watched is the first category, and it's the last book you finished reading, which for me was Blue Moon by Lee Child. It's a Jack Reacher novel. You'll hear me talk a lot about Lee Child and a lot about Jack Reacher. Beyond like Patricia Weird or Anne McCaffrey, that is kind of like the author, is certainly the author that I'm the most completest with. And it is the author that I have read the longest of my life. I started with Lee Child when I was like, I want to say 19 or 18. A friend handed me Killing Floor, and I was hooked from then on. So a book I just finished reading was Blue Moon. Delightful as always. Thank you, Mr. Child, for the character of Jack Reacher. Here's something hilarious. I'm a teacher. Obviously, I've talked about that a lot. And I have a friend who is also a teacher. Actually, now that human is a principal, and they were a 13-year-old 13, not they weren't 13 years old, but they'd been a military police officer for 13 years, exactly like Jack Reacher. So I used to call him or her or him or her, whoever that human was, I used to call them my Jack Reacher. Oh, I love that human so much. If you figured out I'm talking about you, just know that I love you. You're amazing. You do what's best for kids. And that's the way to do things, my friend. That's the way to do things. All right, top picks. A book or books that have been recommended to you based on books that you've previously read. I would say anything by Amanda Hocking I find really enjoyable. She has got storytelling down to like delight. I love reading her books. I also love her story. What I have right here next to me. Shit. All right, I'm gonna do it. Don't make fun of me, YouTube. Internet, right? That's what the internet was made for, is making fun of people. I am writing a book right now, and I would love for it to become this multi-million-dollar industry. And here's the funny thing. I think if that happened, like if I wrote a book that was like J.K. Rowling level successful, Suzanne Collins level successful, dare I say, I would still be a teacher. My classroom would be the bomb. All right. So this is my vision board, and it's my author's life, and it's just sitting right here, and I can't remember why I decided to bring that into the mix, but there it is. Why would I do that? Who knows? So the top books that are based on the books you've previously read. Okay, actually, I have an answer for this long rambling and 20 minutes later. Gregor the Overlander was written by Suzanne Collins, who also wrote The Hunger Games. And it is so good, you guys. You have to check it out. You must check out. If you enjoyed, actually, even if you didn't enjoy The Hunger Games. So Gregor the Overlander is a story about a boy who somehow is prophesized in this other world called the Under. Is it called the Underland? I don't know. He's from the Overland, and there's this land under where there are humans who have developed and evolved in different ways other than us because they've lived underground, although that makes it sound way creepier than it is. And there's a character named Boots. Stop it. She's amazing. I can't stand it. So yes, I would say Gregor the Overlander. All right, so recently added the last book you bought. I just bought 3 books for the mental health a-thon. And it was like Eleanor Oliphant is just fine. The Million Pieces of somebody Gill, Noreen Gill, something like that. And then the last one, there's a third one, Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. So I'm going to be reading those books. So those are the last 3 books that I bought on Audible. I love Audible so much, and I know there's this big controversy on BookTube about what audiobooks are, like if they're reading or not, and I don't really think they're reading. I'm sorry if you don't think so. It's okay that we don't agree, but we can be friends anyway. It's fine. So those are the last 3 books that I have read. All right, question number 4 is called Popular, or topic number 4 is called Popular on Netflix. Books that everyone knows about. 2 books that you've read and 2 you have no interest in reading. So the 2 I have no interest in reading is basically anything John Green. Sorry, John Green. You are super successful. You don't need my money because your success stands on awesome humans beyond me. But no, thank you, John Green. Thank you so much. And number 2, another book I have no interest in reading is anything else from the Curse of the God series. Like I read the first 2 and I really enjoyed the story and the world, but once the tension became about something else, and once that tension was kind of like released, I was just kind of like, nah, I'm good. And again, the human who wrote that book series, I don't remember who the name is. I almost dropped this. You're awesome. And what do I know? There's different flavors for different humans. I was going to pick this up for a reason. Oh, to go to my Audible to see the answer to books that you've read and two that you have no interest in reading. So I will say that I read Hunger Games after the fact. So that is one series. Another series that I read after the fact. Sorry. You okay, bud? My dog is super chill, but I just want to make sure he was okay because he's taken medication for epilepsy. I didn't know dogs could have epilepsy. It's ridiculous. All right, so one that I bought because it was popular and I was looking into it was The Hunger Games. And then another one that I looked into because other people were talking about it was, The Woman in Cabin 10. So those are two books that I've read, and I think I've gone over my no interest. All right, so for me, Comedies, a funny book. I've talked a lot about Nerd Do Well, but I think I'm actually going to go back to Fool by Christopher Moore. It is the retelling of King Lear from the Fool's point of view. And as someone who really enjoys Shakespeare, as well as ridiculous silliness, I found it to be really enjoyable. It's this great cross section because it's really faithful to the source material, and it's so different than the source material. Anything by Christopher Moore, I think you might really enjoy. So if you haven't checked him out yet, please do. Oh my gosh, it's been 12 minutes. All right, a drama. A character who's a drama king or a drama queen. And for me, I think that's going to be Gale from Hunger Games. You know, there's such bigger things at stake. And there's this personality type that's like the idealist. And the idea is supposed to be like, you know, you believe a lot in the goodness of people. Gale, for me, doesn't really fit that. He's more of what's good for, like, if he was going to be a Hogwarts house, he would totally be Slytherin because he's totally all about taking care. Well, no, that's not true. Hold on, because he does tell Katniss, what about the families who can't walk away? So maybe he wouldn't be Slytherin. Oh, I gotta take that back. But the bottom line is, yes, Gale. Gale for me is definitely a drama king, a drama queen. Like, you know what the Capitol is demanding of Katniss, and still there's this, like you have any right to have any kind of hurt feelings. But then again, I guess that's kind of, I get hurt over things that I have no right to. All right, so I guess I shouldn't judge him too harshly. All right, animated, a book with cartoons on the cover. Dude, I don't know. Oh, I talked earlier about popular opinion. And, no, don't start that. And so, like, I hope this, I'm not a big fan of, never mind, I'm not going to say it. A cartoon on the cover, I'm looking. I don't know, guys. I don't really see a cartoon. Maybe Springfield Confidential, which is all about okay, I know what I'm going to call it. I'm going to say The Power of Habit. And the cartoon that's on it is more like a political cartoon. It's more like, it's these quadrants. And if you are struggling at all with, making the best decisions for yourself, with finding joy in this world, with feeling like you're in control of your life, there's a great book called The Power Habit, which is amazing, and I suggest it. All right, watch it again. A book series that you want to reread. Every year, I fall off by rereading The Hunger Games, and then it moves right into Harry Potter, so that I'm reading Harry Potter during Christmas, because to me, Harry Potter is a very Christmas kind of experience. All right, Documentaries, a nonfiction book that you remember. Oh, 5 Second Rule, friends. So this is a book series that you would want to, Documentaries, a nonfiction book that you'd recommend for everyone. The 5 Second Rule. There's this chick named Mel Robbins, and she talks all about the brain science behind what happens with building habits, with building powerful routines. Super powerful stuff. I suggest you check her out. Blah, 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 blah. You can tell it's 10 o'clock p.m. And then I'm an old lady. I'm usually in bed by now. But I wanted to do one super quick live book tag. All right, so then an action-packed book. Check out Gregor the Overlander. It's amazing. And it's super action-packed, especially later in the series with Rip Red and all of those characters. It's super delightful. A new release, a book that just came out that you can't wait to read, and that's a new Suzanne Collins book. I didn't know this was coming out. I have kind of had my head in the sand. I make a real point of separating when I'm online and when I'm not, and I tend to be offline more than I'm online, and so I kind of fell out of this. But Suzanne Collins is writing a new book. I need to read it, so that's why. And that's the new releases. And then it says tag people. If you're watching this, I tag you. If you're watching this, is like 17 minutes. If you've been listening to me just like ramble for 17 minutes, will you please put a comment down below so that I know that you listened to me for 17 minutes? You poor soul. All right, my friends, that was the Netflix book tag. And that's book tag number 4. 4 down, 96 to go. Just trying to be all cool and smile while I ended the stream, but my button was off. Take 2. Take care. And I'll 4 down, 96 to go. I know there's no real takes in life, but that's the kind of sense of humor I have. So, yeah, that's that. Bye, friends.